Let's go on a walk in the town, Scottish borders town of Kelso. And this is the street where our holiday house is. It is Sunday morning. It is coming up on 9 AM. And Patch and I are going for a walk through, we'll take you through the town centre, which is really close. And it's like a beautiful market town. I'll just show you some of the buildings on the way. There's some really beautiful buildings. There's loads of beautiful buildings. And tell you a bit about the history as well, or what I know of it. This is Beaumont Street, and it's the name given to the Duke of Roxburgh, who is like they're a big family who own a big castle in the town. You can just see in the distance a beautiful airplane. And this is the library, built in 1905. It says, really beautiful. It kind of looks Gothic. And then, yeah, the Beaumont Street. I think before the Duke becomes the Duke, their name is is Beaumont. So see that name everywhere. This beautiful church here, which also looks kind of Gothic to me anyway, has actually been bought by a film studio, and their plan is to renovate it and use it for movies, which is so cool. And it's quite an incredible place. There was a YouTuber who lives not far from here who I follow, and he went in there and was playing his guitar and stuff, and it just looks epic inside. You're not allowed in, but it's really, really cool. Okay, Patch, let's cross the road. We can actually, I would like to show you just the entrance, because that is super, super cool. Don't know much about the history. I'm not even sure its name. Off the square, it just says. Let's go up to the entrance and then I'll take you into the high street. There's some really cool gargoyles just here. Yeah, look at these guys. They're like kind of winged guys. And yeah, these are the doors. It's a really beautiful place. Morning. And there's some pigeons out to greet us as well. And there's a crow right at the top. Okay, let's head across the road. Try not to get run over, Patch. So yeah, we've had a holiday house here for a couple of years, and during the summer we let it out. So you can find it on the Sykes website, SYKES website, for places in the UK for holiday lets, like for a few days or for a week. Through May through to end of October is when we do it. And we didn't really know the area very well, so when we first came here, morning. Yeah, when we first came here, we just like fell in love with it. The town is like a market town, and so there's not that many places nearby that have the same shops or the same supermarkets or anything, so people tend to come here for everything they need. Come on, Patch. And there's also like a whole range of old shops, and the food here is amazing as well, the restaurants and everything. Here's like a country outfitter, they call themselves, Remy Williams. A-Hume Outfitters is what it's called. And there's an amazing ice cream shop just there we passed. We're just coming into the town centre here, so it's like a square. Oh, there's the bell. It's 9 AM. And it's really cool, like the town. There's gonna be 9 bells, isn't there? I love that. There's Greg's, and then there's Banks. There's a big hotel over there, the Cross Keys, which is really beautiful. And I'm just going to give these JCBs a bit of space. I think they're putting up we're taking down the Christmas decorations. But yeah, whenever there's an event here, they tend to have it, like the whole town gets engaged, which is really, really cool, like every age. Whether it's like fireworks or like at New Year's, or they also have them at, well, every event you can imagine. There's also just like town events where they just have like a gala week, where it's like a party week, and they have all these floats driving through the centre towed by their tractors. So yeah, I think we'll go out to the bridge because it's really cool over there. There's the town hall, I guess it would be like. The town itself has tons and tons of history, as well as the castle. There's this really old abbey that we're going to come up across, Kelso Abbey, and it was built in line of sight to the castle. So the castle's kind of dead set behind us, and then straight ahead is the abbey, which we'll come on to in a minute. When I looked at the signs last, it said something like there was an abbey built about 1,000 years ago. Now, I'm not sure if that's the actual abbey that you see today, or it was kind of like a new incarnation of it, and that it was destroyed something like 3 times, but I don't think it was all destroyed because there's quite a lot left. Yeah, the beautiful old cobbled streets, which are super noisy. We love it for the food as well. The food here is incredible. All the takeaways, all the restaurants, and all really reasonably priced. It's really funny because we already live in a beautiful town, Dunbar on the east coast, and this is kind of towards the centre of Scotland and the Scottish borders, and it's really close to England. So just on the other side of the river is England, which is probably why there's so much history as well, because the two countries continue to always have lots of fun over hundreds of years, whether it's battles or celebrations of interactions of different cultures. So yeah, here's the abbey. It is incredible. Kelso Abbey. There's a sign here that tells a bit more. But the Charter of Kelso, it says in 1159, contains the oldest picture of a Scottish monarch, which is incredible. That's really cool. Oh yeah, here's the timeline here. So yeah, it goes back to 1128. So some monks were invited from Selkirk nearby to create an abbey here, and in sight of the Royal Roxburgh Castle, which is you can't quite see it unless you're really high up. Yeah, I think we're going to head out onto the bridge here and just take a look, because you get to see the river Tweed. So the river Tweed is what runs through Berwick upon Tweed, and it's an incredible river. It has like loads of beautiful fish and tons of history. As it split the two countries, Scotland and England, and it's a really beautiful place to go. Like I describe its energy as very cleansing and clearing. So like even just standing by it for a little while, you just have this really beautiful sensation of being cleared and being released. And we've camped down by it a few times in our motorhome, and you just wake up feeling incredible. You feel like you've been on a vacation for months. Oh, that wind's cold. I don't know if you can hear it. Yeah, so when we came down here last, I think it was just the bonfire nights where we'd celebrate Guy Fawkes and his attempts to blow up the Houses of Parliament. So this bridge here, I think we can go up to the top of it. Yeah, this bridge here, I'm not going to show you what Patch is doing. You can imagine as a dog what he's up to. But yeah, the whole town, we're like over in the events park, which is just on the other side of the river, and it's like this huge estate area where they just have loads of events. There's like, how do you describe them, like agricultural trade shows. This is really hard to open up without dropping my phone or showing you what I'm doing. But yeah, when the fireworks were on, everyone in the town like heads over there and they can watch the fireworks, which is where they originated from. And then for us, like, we weren't really sure where to go, so we headed over, and we got to the bridge here, and you could see them really, really well. But it was so funny because we just caught the very end, and there's the river, and the river is just raging. It's so cool. We're gonna head down and see it in a minute, but I do want to just show you the view, and hopefully, come on, Patch. Hopefully you'll see some of the castle, which is just in the distance. And I think this is a really old bridge. I remember doing some research, and the bridge, I can't remember what it cost. It was like, when it was built, it was really, you know, hundreds of years ago. But it cost the same amount to build this bridge as it did the church and church spire, which is just really near our house. And that really surprised me. I thought, like, wow, it's millions. So yeah, there's a river. It is raging with all this water. It's so cool. You just see the sun straight ahead. I'm just going to cross the road, being run over. I don't think Zoom works, and so I'm not going to try it, but straight ahead you can see the castle. It's like a thin line in the middle of the screen. It looks very, very cool down there. So let's take a walk down and take a look. Come on, Patch. We're just going to head down the side of the bridge and see what's there. The Kelso Town Trail, Kelso Bridge. But yeah, the town has tons and tons of history, and I feel like I'm just getting to learn about it more. It includes not just the abbey and the castle, but also the so Walter Scott used to holiday here, and there's like a lodge that's like a little stone house that's really proud of the fact that he would stay there. And I think there was like some famous quotes, things like how romantic the place is, and there is definitely a real magic to the town when you have to come to experience it. Like much of Scotland, it gets quite wet, but it's also higher up than where we live in this down the seaside, and so you do get more snow here. Sometimes we get a bit caught out, like we'll be heading home and realise that our car, which has almost no provision for driving in the snow, can't drive very well, and we have to like turn back or stay an extra night. That's all the fun of it. Let's not go too close to this patch. This is incredible. Come here, Patch. Come on. And yeah, you got loads of salmon in here. I don't know if we'll see any fish. It's so fast. I think this is like flowing much faster than I can walk. Well, than I can walk holding this. And there's the bridge. Wow. So beautiful. And these trees. Let's go and have a chat with this tree. See what it says. Hello, tree. I'd like to touch you. Wow, this tree is like hundreds, like 150, almost 200 years old. And it's saying its roots travel down into the river. And yes, like it's really proud because it like holds the bank here, and you can see there's not a huge amount of bank between the tree and the river. Thank you, tree. It's really beautiful. And my hand's starting to turn a bit blue, so we'll have to stop in a minute. Yeah, I really just wanted to take you on this beautiful walk with me, and oh, it just feels so good here. It feels like another world when you come down here, especially these flat kind of grassy floodplains. There's a heron in the distance. You just feel so clear, and there's like a real excitement. My wife and family describe the town as having a very kind of oldie worldy feeling to it, and there's also just a really like warm and loving feeling. All the locals are very, very friendly, and they're always up for like a party and celebration, whatever it is. And you know, there's a lot of hard work that goes on when you're a farmer, but they know how to take care of the land and each other, which is really beautiful. So yeah, we are enjoying this walk, and I hope you enjoy it too. Sending love from Scotland. Love you.